Okie dokie. We'll start with our warrants on our minutes, and then we have some bids that we have to open today. So I'd like to begin with our payroll and accounts payable. I'd like to make a motion that we approve payroll number 87 for $11,303.26. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And this payroll is for the Westport Island Volunteer Fire Department that they
There's
every quarter
stipends,
we
yeah.
give them stipends. I'd like to make a motion that we approve payroll number 88 for $2,982.71. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'd like to move that we accept accounts payable number 89 for $8,527.87. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to move that we accept payroll number 90 for $2,066.71. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And lastly, I'd like to move that we accept accounts payable 91 for $98,716.41. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And that one, of course, is our RSU monthly bill, which is why it's so high.
88,000.
Yeah, 88,000 of it
Yeah.
is just for the RSU. All right, I'd like to move that we accept the minutes for April 6th, 2026. Do I have a second?
Second. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And we also, by the way, have one for, we just have to sign, we didn't have it when we should have had it, and so we didn't get to officially sign it. So, all we have to do is sign that. We've already approved that. So, did I get a second on that?
Yeah,
On the
Kim-
minutes?
Kim said
Okay,
it, yeah.
and all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, Kim, you're not gonna sign either of these, but we'll get them signed for April. All right, next on our agenda, we had till 6 o'clock today for anybody that wanted to submit a bid. We had two different bids that went out a couple weeks ago. One of them was for an assessor's agent, which is a 3-year contract that we've asked for. And did we get a bid for assessor's agent? And all we're gonna do is open the bids, and we'll make a motion to table those decisions, but we'll at least open them and publicly.
Interfere here?
Can you do it?
Can I interfere and say something? I think it's important that you don't hire the owner of the assessment company and the agent for the tax assessor to be one and the same person. Because as you know, I looked into a lot of stuff and too many conflict of interest came out. So my recommendation is you need somebody who has your back, who really checks everything and helps you in the matter. I don't think it's the case right now.
What I will say is we sent out bids to, I think, how many people did you send it to?
About 14.
About 14 different people, and we got one bid back. And so,
It's the same person.
oh, well, I'm opening it right now. And this is, the contractor's name is Municipal Consulting Group of Maine. And it's, by Josh Pelletier. And, what he has down here, and again, we're not making a decision, we're just listening. It's the one bid that we have.
I understand,
Yeah,
but I pointed out so many things to you.
yes.
Conflict of interest, and you don't want to go down the same road again. I hate to be a
Okay, well,
pain.
we're not, point taken, point taken. We're not making a decision tonight.
No, I
okay?
know,
So
but I
we
want
just
to,
opened the one bid that we got, the one
Okay.
bid.
so you have to look for more. That's what I'm saying.
The state has a list of assessing agent companies. and I sent out 14 copies of the RFPs to
Everybody
those.
on that list, every single one
Okay,
that's available in the
you want me
state.
to point out the infliction of the conflict of interest that I discovered looking into just normal stuff?
Right this moment, no. I'm not,
I mean,
I don't personally don't want to get into it
I
right
didn't want to
now.
bring it up, but there's plenty of it here. So don't make the same mistake again.
We are, thanks, Mario. We are not doing a decision tonight, okay? So.
I just want you to make sure you put that in the minutes,
I got it, Mario.
okay?
Yep. And we have talked to other towns who are using the same assessor as well as with the rebound. So it is not, it's not out of the, norm to do that. So, let me continue. I will read off what his, what he's proposing. For contract year 2026-27, 32,500. Contract year 2, 33,800. Contract year 3, $35,152. For a price for 3 years is $101,452. And that is the one bid that we have gotten. We will put this aside. We'll talk about it at one of our workshops. We have 30 days to respond to this, and we'll.
Almost on the table.
But don't you think it's the prior agent you spent $7,000, and now suddenly you go for $32,000 and you don't get a good job? It's ridiculous. It's just my opinion. You do whatever you want to do with it.
Yes, it is your opinion, and we've talked, and no one is perfect, but we are working with Josh, and our anytime that he's had that Lisa has asked him for anything, he's responded. He has been very responsive. We're all learning. And we will have a further discussion about
I've seen so many mistakes there.
a lot of the mistakes that you're finding are from previous years. Mario,
It really shouldn't be, we're not doing this.
No.
We're not doing this.
No.
We're not
Well,
doing
I
this.
have a few questions for after that. Okay, go ahead.
thank you. We also have snow removal bids. I believe we got a couple. All right, we have 2 bids, which is great. Our past snowplow guy did not, at least he said he wasn't gonna,
He didn't, he didn't
Yeah.
want to continue.
right, he didn't want to
So he
continue.
didn't submit.
Yeah, yeah. So we have this one from K&A Property, which is, and we have Ryan here representing K&A. What'd you do to this envelope? Don't give me a letter opener, I might use it. All right. Drum roll. Yep. Okay. And the total. Make sure I read the right amount. I think this is just our,
Yeah, that's the attachment.
okay, here we go. Okay, so K&A Property Service, contract year number 1 is total of $233,841.75. Contract year 2, $240,855.75. In contract year 3, $248,070.15. And he's listed his equipment, which is snowplow, 2 snowplows and sanders, and a skid steer, and more to be purchased under that. So the second bid that we have What did you do with yours? Same thing.
Seal it. Said to seal it, so it was sealed.
Yep, we want to make sure nobody knew about it.
You said to seal it, we just followed directions.
All right, this is from Holbrook, Excavating. And, year one contract, $254,257.50. Contract year two, $261,885.22. And contract year three, $269,741.90. For total for the 3 years, $785,884.62. What I would tell you two gentlemen is, one, I'd like to make a motion that we table any decisions tonight. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We will have discussion on that. We'll want to do a little bit of research. One, we'll be talking to our road commissioner, who is very knowledgeable, and, but we will, within 30 days, make a determination on this. And I can tell you, it's not simply by highest to lowest bid. It's also looking at background and references and those kind of things. So it's not like, okay, we're a little bit under or over. There are a lot of variables that come into play there. But we really thank both of you
Thank
for
you.
applying, because we're worried that nobody would. Exactly. That would be kind of scary, because this is a hard town with all the side roads and everything else. So we will definitely get back to you, but it could be probably at least a couple of weeks. Okay. Thank you, guys. And you're welcome to stay the whole time, or you can be released. You may enjoy this meeting so much, or you just want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's okay. I didn't hear her vote, but I just.
Kim, did you second? Yeah. She said aye.
And
Okay.
say thank you to those gentlemen from me too, please.
Kim also said thank you. Okay, so that task is done.
Mm.
All right, we'll hop right into citizens issues. Mario, are you putting forth a citizens issue? Or did you already make your statement?
I have a few questions.
Okay,
So when will the changes being transmitted on the Trio card so you can assess the properties?
You mean after the revaluation?
No, not this year. This has nothing to do with the rehabilitation.
Are you talking about when, after April 1st?
Right,
Updating the outstanding permits and that kind of
right.
thing? I don't know. I could find out for you.
I would like to know,
Thank
because
you.
I'm going to check. I found a lot of mistakes. I want to make sure they get on to this year's tax roll.
Back here.
Trio won't be necessarily updated immediately. There are,
Well, how are you going to judge then, how are you going to assess the tax?
Well, eventually they will be, but
Yeah, but you have to assess taxes for the next tax year, correct?
yeah. Right. So after April 1st is when they start looking. That's the.
Right. So there has to be, so there's a time where you look at the cards and say, okay, this
Right.
is,
And I said to you, I don't know exactly when he's going to do it, but I can find out. for
that's
you.
what I would like to know,
No
because
problem.
I will check. And then the next thing is, I pointed out to Donna that when a company starts to the new assessment, they have to submit schedule, land pricing schedules prior to that they start. It wasn't done. So I'm asking to correct that mistake and get the information and then make it available to people like me who then check it out.
Say the first part again. I'm sorry, I was
Okay.
waiting for your other request.
I pointed out to Donna when we met
Right.
that prior to a company starting the reevaluation,
Okay.
they have to submit schedules of land pricing, methods of charging, all kinds of stuff that has to be submitted to you.
Where, did you get that from our contract with,
No, I got it from the state.
from state law?
I have it right here. I don't want to go into all that stuff because you forced me to this day, but I have it right here.
Remember missing any?
Mm-hmm. Vaguely. With notes in place.
I'm not sure what this is, but this might kick in
With a new
once he
contract.
has all the, all
It's
the,
prior to starting the assessment. He has to submit it to the state and to you guys. That's what you read it yourself.
I mean, I can look into it. I don't know. Can I keep this piece of paper?
You can keep it.
We can look at the chapter and verse here. Figure it out.
No. Since, in my opinion, he has to do it, it should be available to you, and then you should make it available to the taxpayers. Then I have one more question. When is my abatements coming through?
didn't they talk, somebody say something about a 2-week extension?
Yeah, but that's
did that?
expired already again. And then I looked into the statute again.
Did you want the extension? Yeah?
No, he did.
No, he wanted the
Josh did.
extension.
Yep.
Now, looking through all that stuff, an assessor has 30 days to answer. Ashley told me it was 60 days, but then I come across and said they have to answer in 30 days. So I don't understand.
I saw 60 also.
Huh?
I saw 60 as well.
Well, I'm going to show it to you.
So whether it's 30 or 60, Lisa will contact Josh and find out where it is.
Yeah.
Did you give him all of the things that he requested?
I answered 2 days later, so
Okay,
not more that I can do. I will give you the thing where it says. And then if he doesn't do that, it's a civil liability. He doesn't do it.
I don't know.
That's if he doesn't submit whatever the state law requests.
okay. You want to keep that and look into that first? Yeah. All right, so,
Yeah.
Lisa will contact,
Yeah, I got 3 things.
Just 30 days.
Yeah, you can just. See, it looks like.
It says again, 30 days. I mean, I'm getting confused. I read all this stuff and then everything is different. And that's not the prior administration. This is here now.
so Lisa will contact Josh to find out where we are with that.
Yeah, we'll do all of that.
April will do some research into whatever you just gave her about what the state requires. And we'll get back to you on those. Okay,
I would appreciate it.
perfect.
No, the other thing I want, that's just for your information. I guess the assessor was on Castle Lane last week.
Yeah.
Talking to some of the people there, his opinion was that they're going to change all the waterfront to water view only. I just want you to be aware, that's a major thing. I mean, just a few places I looked at, every place will be $2,000 less revenue for the town.
I don't know why, we haven't made those kind of determinations, and I saw the
That's what
assessor
he
today.
said. I just
You're
want you to be
repeating what
aware.
somebody else said to you. Did the assessor say that to you?
Yeah,
Okay, will you talk to Josh about that? Because I saw the assessor today.
that, I just wanted you to be aware.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
should not be
If
saying
that's
that.
what it is, that's what it is.
No, it hasn't been determined yet.
And that's,
Yeah, so you'll,
the assessor said that to you?
No, Mike,
well, that's what I'm saying. You're hearing it secondhand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't say it to you. The assessor did not say it to you. Yep, got it. Yep. All right, that's it. Okie dokie, any other issues? All right, roads.
Things drying out, it won't stop snowing. Cleaned up, obviously living on 144. Got some work going on down in Harriman Point, just putting some finish on some gravel we had to dump in there in mud season. Waiting for the grader. The potholes cannot have water in them, you're gonna grade the road. We'll make them mud. So I'm suspecting in the next 2 or 3 weeks, the roads will be graded.
Good.
We have a few small projects here and there, patching up wintertime stuff. And, that'll get us in closer to the town meeting. And the parking spot, and some trees that Jim Wiles is gonna take care of.
Yep.
So. Springtime in May.
Yep, and you were kind enough to come to the Cloud Point cleanup?
Just a lot of little household cleanup things, and that's one of them. I loaded some rocks today on the truck.
Good.
Specifically for that, but we're gonna get the gravel down there first.
Yeah, we've had an issue and the Conservation Commission, there's a culvert, a very small culvert that fills up, and so when it rains, it goes right down the path that you would walk. So we had asked Jim to come and look at it for us, not knowing whether it was a state road or not, but it is a state town. I'm sorry, town.
That's,
Yeah.
So I got something for Jimmy.
Yep, Jim?
So we talked earlier about you've got some jobs where you might be looking to get rid of some fill.
yeah,
And we've talked in the past too about the Bay Shore Road line of mailboxes that puts people out into the driving lane when they're going to get their mail. So is there any chance on one of your trying to get rid of some fill projects, you could put some behind that row of mailboxes? And that would then let us move the mailboxes off of the road far enough that people wouldn't be in the travel lane when they're getting their mail.
you actually pulled into Bay Shore Road to get mail. Turned them 90
So-
degrees, moved them closer to in the road, further in the road.
So we had talked about that, moving the mailboxes onto Bay Shore Road, but the Postal Service doesn't like that. So if we could just move them like 6 feet back, leave them on the main road, but move them back, they would be like Coveside Way is, where you can fully get off of the road to get your mail. That might,
Yeah.
One more thing to add to your list, never ending.
just, at
Well-
least you could just scope it out. I'm not saying it's the right or wrong thing to do, but if you could look at it.
My disclaimer is, any sumac, bamboo, or poison ivy, not responsible for it. Free fill, nothing's free.
Did you hear that, Lynn? Kim?
I heard him saying something about everything he does is for free.
Seems like it sometimes.
All right, anything else on roads, Jim? All right. We're going to committee reports, and I think we have an update on the Deer Committee.
Yep, we met last week, and they're working on a petition to go to the powers that be to extend the bow season for Wildlife Management District 25, which is what we're in. Specifically that, it's a pretty big district. Back in the 90s, the state had extended the bow season up to a point and then stopped. So they're going to take that sort of approach, trying to petition. I think we need to get like 50 signatures, I believe. And then we would just need April to verify them. We decided not to, or they decided not to extend the invitation to do the petition thing to other towns, figuring if we just put it to them in this way with this petition just from us and see where it goes with that, because involving other towns would have been a lot more complicated, let's say.
So we'll start with our own town.
The other thing that they're working on is a sort of, because I'm the only person on the committee. I'm not really on the committee, I'm the board rep, but I'm the only person on this committee that doesn't hunt. And I'm pretty like naive about, I understand the perspective of homeowners who have land that are afraid to have hunters on their property. So that's kind of my viewpoint with the group. So they're trying to come up with sort of a thing like that teaches homeowners the things you can ask for, the things you should look for if you did want somebody to hunt on your property. All the different things that maybe, like I said, can you find out when they're going to be on your property hunting? He's, absolutely. Like you wonder, like, well, okay, I'm giving you permission to hunt on my land now. I don't know when you're coming in, using weapons on my property. So yes, you can. So it's little things like that. They want to work on sort of a question and answer thing to help people understand. They talked about sort of, I think that they all kind of agreed against like having a list of hunters that want to be contacted because then we got into kind of how you vouch, we couldn't vouch for all these hunters per se. So they're thinking about, just possibly opening it up with, again, educating the homeowners about that and then letting the homeowners reach out as they want. So that was it.
I do want to say that I talked to somebody the other day who's on the Deer Committee, and that individual talked about how great it was that you were there with your perspective.
Right.
The fact that you were the non-hunter.
Yeah.
And you need that perspective as well to.
Right.
Not everybody's like gung ho, let's go get those deer.
Also, if you've been doing it for so long, like they all have, it's like the things that they take for granted.
Yep.
They just, I just would think that people would know that, but they don't.
People that live on the island, hunt these areas over and over and over again, they know where the houses are. Some people get all freaked out and think that.
You can tell them where to park, different, you can make as many rules as you want as the homeowner. And there's no liability. Lots of people are afraid of liability. There's zero liability on your part. That's a state of Maine thing.
Lots of education.
That's why I see people from the island hunt on the island. They know.
Right, exactly. Right. Which is one of the reasons they didn't want to just extend the bow season for Westport Island, because then we'd get inundated. And they didn't want that, because we sort of want to make this a thing that works for everybody. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, on to select board business. Before I go, Kim, did you have any update on the property committee?
Nope.
Okay. All right, let's go to select board business. And April, are you able to talk about the trio building sketch module?
Yes, so we have these hand-drawn sketches that are not part of the records you can pull up right now on Trio. And we have a volunteer who's been scanning those in. And so we can have those added so that not everyone, but many of our properties will have a building sketch with it, which is often what real estate agents are looking for when they call us. And we have to trot in there and pull folder and make calls. So it'll be a lot better for the staff and for the public looking for that information. That's my understanding.
So this is, it's a new module, or it's a module, part of Trio that, we'll be adding to that. So then it's, yep.
Isn't that?
All right, we have,
Do we have to,
I'm not sure if that's,
no,
I don't
you don't know.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was thinking it was already, yeah. So we'll go ahead and, so I'd like to make
Spoken
a,
to Ashley about this.
Yeah.
Already.
so I'd like to make a motion that we accept, this, Trio building sketch module that's part of, Trio's offering. And that is, a total price of $2,881.25. So I'd like to, have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Yep. Ultimately, because going forward now, these will be done automatically then, and we won't have to have anybody scanning. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, a big thank you to, Bob Mooney, who's been coming into the office weeks after weeks after weeks, doing scanning for us.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of resignations. I'd like to move that we accept the resignation of Lincoln Richardson from the Shellfish Committee effective June 30th, 2026. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? And
Aye.
Lincoln has done a wonderful job and has been the chair of that committee for a long time. I think almost, at least
tired.
25 years, because I was on that Shellfish Committee years ago, and he was chair part of that time. So hate to see him go, but he just said that he just needs a little bit of a break.
Tired, yeah.
Yeah. I'd also like to make a motion that we accept the resignation of Janet Thompson from the Conservation Commission. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And
Aye.
Janet did say she just didn't have time to attend meetings,
Yeah.
whatnot, but she was there Saturday at Cloud Point cleanup, so is still participating in different
And you've
activities.
got a lot of new people on that.
Yeah, we
which
do,
is
we
really
do,
nice.
feeling really good about that.
Yeah.
So we have some election clerks that we'd like to appoint. And I'm gonna read all three names and then ask for one motion. The three names are Jean Mao. Did I pronounce that right? Richard Barker, we all know him as Dick Barker, and the third one is Richard Lawrenson, who we know as Rich Lawrenson.
These are people, for some reason, when I did that big list, they fell through the cracks. I missed them somehow.
Yeah, I was wondering, because I thought we had a list already.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
And just these guys.
Yeah, so I'd like to make a motion that we appoint those three as election clerks, which we'll need for our June meeting. And this goes from May 1st, 2026 and expires April 30th, 2027. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Second.
Aye.
Right.
Can't get a second.
It starts May
May
26th
1st and expires April 30th. Oh, it's a year.
of 2027, see you.
Yeah.
Are all three like
Supposed
that?
to be, yeah. That's okay.
Oh, every
You've
2
approved
years?
The appointments, I can mess with the paperwork.
Yeah, you like doing
It's
that
supposed to be
paperwork
2
on that.
years.
Yeah.
I was partying, okay?
All right, and the last thing that I have on our list that we know about is our May meeting schedule. And we had a conversation about whether we needed to meet every week, and we're still of the mindset that meeting every other week as a board meeting should suffice. We find out it doesn't, we'll change that, but we still do meet every week for, our workshops where we can talk about issues. We are working hard right now on our warrant articles and we have those discussions during our workshops. So I'd like to propose for May.
It's like the 4th and 18th.
Yep, the 4th and the 18th that we will have our regular workshops. Sorry, board meetings, and we'll have workshops, continue to have workshops every Wednesday as we have in the past.
And can we just float those May dates out again? I feel like we can't say that enough times
Oh, yes,
for the, yes, for the warrant.
14th and the 22nd.
the 14th and the 22nd,
At 6 o'clock.
we will have meetings to discuss the warrant items.
And any possible ordinance changes, it will serve as a hearing for that as well.
Did you say 4 o'clock? It's 6.
6 o'clock.
Okay, good.
No,
And also
Six o'clock.
we'll need to maybe make a change because the RSU meeting, which is in Chelsea, is at 6:30 on the 20th, which is the same day that we typically have our workshops. So, but we'll figure out that. So do put on the 20th, the more people that we can have at that meeting, the better, because the RSU budget is pretty much decided then, and it's voted on, even though
it's the most confusing process
I know
ever. I'm
We'll-
sorry.
we'll have our
And then
own vote.
It's
but-
approved there, but then it goes to the towns and the towns get to
Each town,
say
yep.
yes or no.
Yep,
So
And-
it's approved by the board.
If it goes
At
down
that
at that
point.
meeting, it's approved by the voters at that meeting. So it's a meeting where all the voters in attendance can vote on it. I'm there to register voters. And if it goes down at that meeting, it never goes on the ballot. They go back to the drawing board. If
Right.
it passes at that meeting,
But
it
then
goes on the referendum ballot,
How
and
does-
then it's affirmed by the voters. or
What if it doesn't? That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand that.
there
I
have
think
been
they would have
times.
to they'd have to go back to the drawing board
Yep.
and reschedule their referendum or
I
something.
think they've had to do that before in the past.
I do remember that, yeah.
Sure, but it's like, now people have two opportunities to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there have been towns that have been really upset about it and have voted it down and, but this is a huge cost to us. And it does make sense that we can have a say and, but it feels crazy, but, cause there aren't a lot of people that, we've shown up for that meeting in Chelsea and it's not a lot of people. Yep. Yeah, exactly. And each town gets to do that.
Speaking of which, absentee voting is gonna start soon,
Yeah, do you have the date?
May 12th.
May 12th, absentee voting starts. Okay. Any other announcements?
I just need to tell you that on the 18th of May, I'll be on our meeting by Zoom again because I'm working Northern Maine Monday, Tuesday of that week. So
Okay, and I doubt I'll remember that, but I'll see you before then and you'll remind us. Since we
Okay.
do Zoom every week anyway.
yeah,
All right, not hearing any other issues or announcements, I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn. Do I have a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Thank you. All
Hasta
right.
la vista.
Yes, enjoy.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Can you stop the